Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of the new season of the Journal from the Center of the Creative Communications, broadcast to you live on the always intriguing internet, whatever that is. I'm your host, Jake Mednick.
And I'm Casey Zhao. Welcome to a special Remembrance Day edition of the Journal. We're really excited to have you here. Our team has been working very hard to make this the best journal that it can be.
Let's get started, shall we? On today's show, we're exploring skateboarding, alternative cinema, and the restoration of an old aircraft.
We also have a celebration of sound, but first we're off to exploring off-roading with our correspondent, Wayne Morales. Wayne had to dig in deep to get this story, so check it out.
Hi, I'm Wayne Morales here with the Journal of Centennial College. I'm here at the dual annual event called Sweet Peas Mud Bog, where people bring their trucks from all over Ontario, sometimes even Canada, and some places in the United States. They all gather here as a dual annual event to test their trucks, push it to the limit, to see if they can get it through the mud bogs, as they like to call them here. And there's a lot of spectators here as well that come to watch this event, and it's really something to see. We're going to be following my brother Gary, who is a mechanic. He owns his own shop, G-Tech Auto, and his best friend Carl. They both brought their trucks. We're going to see how they do.
Hi, I'm Gary, and I own a shop here in Brampton, an auto mechanic shop. I specialize in Hondas and Acuras. I also lift trucks, 4x4 trucks, so if you want a truck that to be lifted to go into mud, I can do that.
My name's Carl. I'm a good friend of Gary's. I'm the dreamer of the off-roading, the one that plants the seed. What we do here is we lift trucks. We'll take your dream of making it through that pond that nobody else can make it through and make it happen. My father introduced me to off-roading when I was about 4 years old by taking me out off-roading, sitting me in the driver's seat and telling me to steer away from the bigger trees. From there, the seed was planted, and just like moss on a rock by open water, it grows. Around the age of 12, I got heavily into motocross, dirt bike racing. Due to injuries, I had to get out of it because making it past 30 was something I definitely wanted to do. Got into trucks, realized that, hey, being dry, having sound and heat was a much better way of getting muddy.
Just being able to just drive the truck and not worry about, going through potholes and, like the truck do what you want it to do, You want to go over that big hill, go ahead. That was the cool part of it.
I remember when Gary first got into the 4x4ing, we took him to the first major hole, that a huge hill, and he looked at me and said, I'm not doing it. And I actually had to drive the truck up the hill. But I forced him to be a passenger, and I could see it. As soon as we made it halfway up that hill and he knew that he wasn't going to die, he was hooked.
I've never actually been inside a truck off-roading, so I thought I'd give it a try for myself.
What it's all about. There's two events here. There's a competition event where you go through a trench and you see if you can make it all the way through. Not only if you make it through, but also you get time. So the best time gets trophies. I don't know if they get. I think they get some prize money as well. So I gotta go now. Give me a helmet. I gotta go now. 33.
Yeah, good. You gotta go now.
I'm gonna push this thing till it has nothing else left in it. 1.6.
What do you think about the first few who have gone through and got stuck in the first?
Nobody's made it through?
Well, only one guy made it through, but he had a big truck.
I've got a big truck.
You know what? The bigger the truck, the heavier the truck. It's all about the tires and the traction and the gearing. The gearing's huge. This gearing, you can pretty much climb a wall with it. So that's how it is, man.
As confident as Gary portrayed to be, he was a little worried that his 4x4 would malfunction as it did earlier in the day. But he was determined to finish with a good time in the 33-inch under tire class. Let's watch. Gary's time, 22.75 seconds. Good for 10th place.
Well, much like the casino, Gary and I both deal excitement. You know what? If you're not competing against somebody, you're competing against yourself. There's many times where me and the old Bronco have stepped up to a huge mud hole and everybody's telling me, don't do it. And right that's the competition.
It was Carl's turn to go into the pit for the 34-inch and over tire size class, meaning he has to drive into some seriously deep mud and show Gary how the big boys roll. Carl was looking good until he hit the wall of mud. As the time passed on, his chances of winning the grand prize were getting slimmer and slimmer by the second. It was a great effort as he almost got over that wall as the crowd gave a standing ovation. Carl did not get a time as he did not cross the pit. I asked a couple of spectators on their thoughts of the Orangeville Sweet Peas
You guys
mud
like
bog.
the mud bog?
Yeah! Celebrating his birthday. He wanted to come to his birthday on the mud bog. Oh yeah.
How do you like the mud?
The mud.
That's it, the mud?
Some people like to street race, and I've done that way back in the day, and there's more excitement with this. There's just something about it. Not knowing what's underneath that water or what that next turn's going to be bringing you, or if you're going to make it over that log, and just pushing through, pedal to the metal, and getting her done.
Well, that concludes our day here. Madness here in the mud here at the Sweet Peas Annual Mud Bog. I'm Wayne Morales, and this is for the Journal.
Thanks, Wayne, for what, in my professional opinion, was quite clearly a story about trucks traveling directly through the mud. Next up on the Journal, we're exploring the celebration of sound at the recently held Nuit Blanche in a piece filmed by our resident musical expert, Thomas Powell. Enjoy.
Celebration of Sound was a musical event, a 12-hour musical event that was celebrating musicians making music in Toronto and celebrating the art of music and sound.
My name is Rory Shemish. I'm a guitar player. I was involved in the Celebration of Sound. I just had my guitar set up with a bunch of effects. It was put together by Howard, basically kind of like his brainchild. Basically our directions were to, be in a room, just kind of like solitary, and then be mixed in with the other musicians in the room, and we wouldn't be able to see anybody, but we'd be able to hear everything. And usually when I do something like that, it's just basically like responding to what other people are doing, musicians, responding to sort of what's happening in the hallways and, with people.
My name is Jeremy Bellaviti, and I teach here. I teach cello and guitar. And Howie asked for volunteers, so I did it. I was here teaching that day already, so it was convenient. It was challenging to play for that many hours. That was the hardest part. But overall, I think people liked it.